Have you ever seen a player publicly ask to leave his club just to chase his childhood dream? That's exactly what's happening with Julian Alvarez. Just 1 year after leaving Manchester City to escape Erling Haaland's shadow, Alvarez finds himself trapped again. But this time, it's not another superstar blocking his path. It's because Atlético Madrid simply won't let him go. And the destination he wants more than anything, Barcelona. Julian Alvarez was born on January 31, 2000 in Cordoba, Argentina. Nicknamed La Arana, the Spider, he quickly became one of the Argentina's brightest talents. Fans know him for his pressing, explosive pace, and his ability to play almost anywhere across the front line. Those qualities made him one of the most complete forwards in modern football. Despite all that success, his biggest challenge didn't happen on the pitch. It happened after he joined Atlético Madrid. When Alvarez left Manchester City in the summer of 2024, many believed he was finally escaping one problem, being forced to sit behind Erling Haaland. Instead, he walked into a bigger one. At Atlético, the project wasn't what he imagined. The club wasn't competing for every major trophy, and Diego Simeone's defensive style didn't give him the attacking football he always dreamed of. Then Alvarez did something footballers almost never do. He said it loud. In multiple interviews, he admitted Barcelona had always been his childhood dream. The last superstar who pushed for a move this openly was Robert Lewandowski, wanting out of Bayern Munich. But there is one key difference. Lewandowski wanted a new challenge after winning everything in Germany. Alvarez believes his journey is just beginning, and he wants to spend his prime years competing for every title there is. That's exactly why Barcelona became his #1 target. Dreaming about Barcelona is much easier than actually signing for them. And this is where the story gets complicated. For the first time in years, Barcelona are finally returning to La Liga's 1-to-1 financial rule, meaning they can once again spend close to everything they earn. For the club, that's great timing because Julian Alvarez has become their #1 target. But Barcelona have already decided they won't go past 140 or 150 million for a single player. Here's what that number actually means. It would make Alvarez one of the most expensive signings in Barcelona's history. And that price tag exerts a level of pressure that few transfers have managed to survive. Atlético Madrid decided to make it even harder. They have made clear they don't want to sell Barcelona at all. They even mocked the rumors on social media saying if Barca really wanted Julian, they should just pay his 500 million release clause. At first that sounded impossible, but according to several journalists, that number isn't the whole story. The 500 million clause mainly protects Atlético Madrid against clubs outside the Champions League. For Champions League clubs, the real figure is believed to be much lower, somewhere around 150 million. Suddenly, Barcelona had hope again, but Atlético still refused to negotiate. Why? Because losing Alvarez creates a real problem. They have already lost Antonio Griezmann this summer. Replacing one superstar is hard enough. Replacing two could gut Simeone's entire attack. So Atlético would rather sell Alvarez aboard than hand the direct La Liga rival their best striker. Quick question before we go further. If you were running Atlético, would you rather lose him to a rival for a big money or keep a player who's publicly said he wants out? Let me know what you would do. Because Real Madrid just made that decision a lot more complicated. Just when it seemed like this couldn't get any messier, press entered the story. According to multiple reports, Real Madrid submitted a 150 million offer for Julian Alvarez. At first, fans couldn't make sense of it. Why would Real Madrid spend that kind of money on a striker when they already have one of the strongest attacks in Europe? The answer is simpler than it looks. Many journalists believe Real Madrid never actually expected Atletico to accept. The offer was a strategic play. By setting the price that high, Real Madrid made Barcelona's job harder either way. If Barca matched that fee, people will say Florentino forced them into overpaying. If Barca walks away, they lose the striker Hansi Flick wants most. Either outcome works in Real Madrid's favor. Meanwhile, Laporta and Deco are trying to avoid exactly that trap. Their goal: sign Alvarez without paying more than 120 or 130 million. Because once the number climbs toward 150 million, Barcelona lose almost all their negotiation power. There is another reason Barca are moving carefully: history. Over the last decade, several of their most expensive signings, Philippe Coutinho, Ousmane Dembele, arrived with enormous price tags and even bigger expectations that they never quite lived up to. Barcelona know they are not just buying a striker, they are buying a player who will immediately be measured against some of the biggest transfer failures in the club's recent history. Which raises the real question: is Julián Álvarez actually the right fit for Hansi Flick's Barcelona, or is this just another expensive gamble? In Hansi Flick's system, the answer is simple: yes. Álvarez isn't just a goal scorer, he is one of the hardest working forwards in football world. He presses aggressively, attacks space, and can play as a striker, second striker, or even out wide. Most importantly, he never stops running. If you have watched Barcelona under Flick, you have probably noticed it. The second they lose ball, every attacker starts pressing immediately. It's not just about defending, it's about winning the ball back before the opponent can breathe. That's exactly why Barcelona has signed players like Gordon and Adeyemi. Flick isn't building another attack. He is building the fastest, most aggressive front line in Europe. And in his eyes, Álvarez is the piece that's missing. But football isn't play on paper. Right now, Barcelona wants Álvarez. Álvarez wants Barcelona. Hansi Flick wants Álvarez, and Atlético Madrid still refuses to let him leave. According to people close to the player, Álvarez told the club last season he wanted to move on, and Atlético reportedly promised they would make it easier if the right offer came in. Now that Barcelona has actually come calling, that promise seems to have quietly disappeared. If that's true, Atlético may be facing a bigger problem than losing one player. Because the next world-class talent considering a move to the club might remember exactly how this saga ended. So what do you think? Will Julián Álvarez finally become Barcelona's new number 9? Or will Atlético Madrid block this move once again? Let me know your prediction in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more football stories every week. See you in the next one.